So I hope everyone has joined this meeting. Hello. Do you get my voice?
Yes,
Do you
sir.
get my voice? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I hope everyone get my voice. Okay. Can you tell me about the, we discussed about the laser. So today I want to discuss about the ruby laser. Yes or no? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
yes, we discussed about the laser action. I tell you there are two types of laser action: pumping and population inversion. In previous lecture, I discussed about the population inversion. In general, number of atom N1 is ground state is higher than the number of atom in ground excited state. So by means anyway, anyhow, if number of atom excited state is greater than number of atom in ground state, this situation, this condition is known as population inversion. This is known as population inversion, and the process by which we get this population inversion, this is known as pumping. Pumping, there are number of pumping, I discussed about this one. So in laser action, two property is very important. In laser action, two property is very important. First one is population inversion, and second is pumping. Without population inversion, we can't get the laser action. For getting the laser action is important to pumping and population inversion. So pumping is the process by which atom from ground state goes to excited state, and we get the condition of population inversion. The process by which we get the population inversion, the condition, this is known as pumping, and condition is known as population inversion. What is population inversion? N2 is always greater than N1. What is N2? N2 is the number of atom excited state is always greater than number of atom in ground state. This condition is known as population inversion. Anyone doubt? Yes or no? Hello, anyone has doubt? Hello. Anyone has doubt about this one? Hello. I am audible. Do you get my voice?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I am, I share my PPT. My PPT is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I am talking about the ruby laser. We are discussing about two lasers, ruby laser and helium neon laser. Ruby laser is 3 level laser, and helium neon laser is 4 energy level. So I am talking about the ruby laser. What is ruby laser? Ruby laser is nothing. It is the ruby laser was successfully it is successfully run in 1960, and this is also based on the 3 energy level, and this is also known as solid state laser device. So ruby laser is first successfully was done in 1960, and it's 3 level laser, and it is known as solid state laser. So uh, uh, what is the principle which is on base? We have taken the mixture of aluminum oxide and chromium oxide. We have taken, what is this? This is, I want to discuss about this one. Just this is the figure, so I discuss again. This is the figure. This is the figure of ruby laser. So this is the, have you seen on the screen? Have you seen on the screen? Yes or no? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So this is, have you seen this is? This is known as ruby rod. This is known as ruby rod. What is ruby rod? This is the mixture of aluminum oxide and chromium oxide. And chromium ion replaces the aluminum ion, so that it looks like pink color. So it is called ruby laser. This is solid. This is solid. This solid means this is the ruby laser. This is called ruby rod. This is called ruby rod. This is called ruby rod. It is the mixture of aluminum oxide and chromium oxide. So this is the known as ruby rod. What is this? This is this is helical structure. This is the helical structure of xenon flash lamp. This is the helical structure of xenon flash lamp. With this, it emits the photon of energy. So this is the ruby rod and this is xenon flash lamp. This is working as a optical pumping. Xenon flash lamp is working as optical pumping. So this side is a fully silver coating. This side is fully silver coating and this side is partially silver coating. Why this is going to happen? When the photon emitted here, so it will return back, and again if one photon emitted here, this is again returned back 2 photons, so this is known as cumulative emission, and this is 2 photons is again reflected back 4 photon, and so on. When photon is sufficiently intense, then this will be comes out. This laser is when this photon comes out, this is known as ruby laser. So I want to discuss first one, what is the two fundamental principles based. There are 2 fundamental principles which on which this ruby laser is based. First one is pumping, by which process we get the pumping. Second process is that what is population inversion. So again I want to discuss about this one. We have taken first I want to talk about that. We have taken mixture of aluminum oxide and chromium oxide. We have taken the mixture of aluminum oxide and chromium oxide. Aluminum ion replaced by chromium ion. So there is chromium ions, and due to this, it looks like a pink ruby cylindrical rod. What is pink ruby cylindrical rod? Pink ruby cylindrical rod is a mixture of aluminum oxide and chromium oxide, and aluminum ion was replaced by chromium ions. So there is a impurity of chromium ions which gives pink color. So this is known as ruby rod. One is the end faces of ruby rod is polished in such a way that the face is partially reflecting and other is fully reflecting. One side is partially silver coating and there is a fully silver coating, so that the emission of photon takes place, light takes place. The ruby rod is surrounded by, ruby rod means pink ruby cylindrical rod. Ruby rod is a mixture of aluminum oxide and chromium oxide. This ruby rod is surrounded by helical xenon flash lamp. So I want to discuss about this as shown in the figure. So this is figure. Again, I discuss about this one figure. This is the ruby cylindrical rod. This is the mixture of aluminum oxide and chromium oxide. Chromium ions replace the aluminum ions. And what is this? This is the xenon flash lamp. This is the helical xenon flash lamp. Just above this one, this is the xenon flash lamp, which is used for the optic pumping. So this end is fully silver and this end is partially silver. So that laser beam is emitted from this side, partially silver side. This will not emitted from this side because this is fully silver. So again, I want to discuss about the construction. What is the construction means? What I have taken in the case of ruby rod. Ruby rod, we have taken cylindrical rod, which is a mixture of aluminum oxide and chromium ions. What is the resonant cavity? Resonant cavity means there is 2 optically plane mirror. Plane mirror means it is silver mirror. You can say that one side is fully reflecting and other side is partially reflecting. This is 2 end. One end is fully silver and another end is partially silver. So what is pumping system? Pumping system means we have used xenon flash lamp. It emits a wavelength of light 550 nanometer. So xenon flash lamp is using as a pumping system. This is 3 important materials taken. First one is active material. What is active material? Active material means we have taken ruby rod. Ruby rod is a mixture of aluminum oxide and chromium oxide. Resonant cavity means one end is fully silver and one end is partially silver. And pumping system means we want to get population inversion. For getting the population inversion, pumping process is very important. So in the case of ruby laser, we have taken xenon flash lamp as a pumping system. We have taken xenon flash lamp as a pumping system. So already I tell you about the figure, you know very well. I discuss about the figure. So you know this is the figure. So I tell you how you know in this figure again, you know this is the figure of ruby laser. This is the ruby rod. Ruby rod means this is cylindrical rod, which is a mixture of aluminum oxide and chromium oxide. And this is the xenon flash lamp. Helical structure of xenon flash lamp is just wrapped over the ruby rod, and this is power supply. One end, this end is fully silver, and one end is partially silver. So this is the construction of ruby laser. So I am talking about the working. So have you any doubt? Tell me, otherwise I proceed further for working. Hello, have you any doubt? Hello. So I proceed for working. You know, we have taken ruby rod. Ruby rod is in glass tube, okay? But I'm not showing here. This is, we have given only construction of the ruby laser. Yes, any doubt to ask me? Hello? Yes, Parth Bansal, any question, doubt to ask me?
Sir, no doubt.
Sir, I proceed further. Rama, you are clear? Rama? I'm not audible to all of you?
You are
audible.
Okay, thank you. So I proceed further. So you know what is going to happen working? Very important. This is very important. Two things is very important. Construction is very important. How can ruby laser is made? And next is working is very important. So I want to explain here clearly. You know, this is known as solid state laser because we have taken ruby cylindrical rod. This is solid form. So this is known as solid state laser. This is also known as three level laser because E1, E3, and E2, there are three energy level involved. So this is known as three level laser. So you know what is going to happen? This is ground energy level. You know, I want to make clear a concept. There are two things is very important. What is two things? Population inversion and pumping. What is this? A ground state. In the ground state, I tell you, there is a ruby rod which is a mixture of aluminum and aluminum oxide and chromium oxide. And I tell you, chromium ion has replaced the aluminum ion, so there is a chromium ions. Here is the chromium ions. What is this? We have this is the 5,500 angstrom. This is the wavelength of light emitted by xenon flash lamp. You know this one, xenon flash lamp. Have you seen the figure? This is xenon flash lamp. With the help of xenon flash lamp, this is light emitting. What is light emitting? The value is 500 nanometer. It is means 5,500 from. So you know this is the energy. What is this going to happen? This is the chromium ion here in ground state. All the chromium ions in ground state. The light of energy. The light energy given by xenon flash lamp. What is this? Xenon flash lamp. Xenon flash lamp has emitted the wavelength of light 5,500 angstrom. So the chromium ions in here absorb this energy. This absorb energy and chromium ion get excited, and they are at the excited state energy level E3. So this is very very short lived here. So there is a metastable state where the automatic chromium ions come here. This is non-radiative transition. There is no radiation takes place, and there is a very there is time period is very short. So ultimately all the chromium ions jumps to metastable state. Now when they come to metastable state, they emit one photon, 6943 angstrom, 6,943 angstrom. But this photon is not a laser light. So what is this? Again, I want to go at figure. This is figure. Have you seen the figure? You know this is the partially silver. This photon is reflected back. Again, this is fully silver. this photon never comes out from this side. Why? Because this is fully shielded. So again, this photon come back, so it emits two photons. This is known as stimulated emission of radiation. If this photon is not sufficient intense, so again come back. Two photon comes, four photon, and again they come back. Four photon just get it. When they are sufficiently intense, then they comes out. When they comes out, you know, like this one. I have seen this one. When again he return back, this return back and comes out. So this photon is the wavelength of 6,940 angstrom, 6,943 angstrom. These two lasers are coherent, state travel, highly directional, and so on. This is laser transition. This light is known as laser light, and this is emitted from ruby rod, ruby laser. So such a laser is known as ruby laser. So again, I tell you what is going to happen. Two things is very important: population inversion. What is this? All the atom in ground state. So this is not population inversion. So we have given energy. From where energy we have given? We have given energy from xenon flash lamp. Xenon flash lamp is like light emitting. What is the wavelength of light? The light emitted by xenon flash lamp is 5,500 angstrom, and the neon atom from this absorb and jump to excited state. So we get the population inversion. So this is population. All the atom will be in excited state. This is population inversion, and this is known as optical pumping. What is optical pumping? The light get from where light get? It gets light from xenon flash lamp. The xenon flash lamp has given the wavelength of light. This one, the atom absorbs this energy and goes to excited state. This is very short-lived, but you know, metal-solid is high-lived as compared to short-lived state. So atom comes automatically here. All the neon atom come here. This is non-radiative transition. Non-radiative transition means there is no radiation takes place because very short duration. Now this is this E2 is meta-solid state. It is having higher time as compared to E3. So at this one, atom comes out to ground state. They have emitted 6,943 angstrom. This is not laser light. So again return back, and it again one side is partially reflecting, and that is fully. So you know, again turn back. Again we come back. They emit one more photon. This is known as stimulated emission of photon, because this one photon emitted one more photon, so that atom come from higher energy state to lower state. They have emitted the stimulated emission of radiation. So this is known as laser beam. Why? They are coherent. They are strongly very intense, highly directional, and monochromatic. So this laser is known as ruby laser, and this transition is known as laser transition, and this process repeated and repeated and so on. So we get the laser beam. So such a laser beam is known as, this is known as laser transition, and this light beam is known as laser beam. And this such type of laser is called a ruby laser. So we, in such a way, we get the ruby laser light from, you know, we get the laser light. So this is known as ruby laser. So we have discussed the construction, working, and on which fundamental principle is working. There are two fundamental principles. First is population inversion, and second is pumping. So you know, when atoms come from higher to lower, they have emit the energy, photon, and this is known as laser beam. This is known as ruby laser. Yes, anyone has doubt to ask me? Yes, Mr. Parson, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
तो जब 3 से 2 पे आया एनर्जी लेवल पे, तो फिर कुछ एमिट क्यों नहीं हुआ? मतलब कोई
very short life, very short time. So no, it is not. You know, I tell you, metastable has long-lived state. So the atom come here, and when it comes from metastable state to ground state, then they emit the photon.
लेकिन एनर्जी लेवल ऑफ 3 जो है वो तो 2.25 इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट है.
No, actually,
वो तो रिड्यूस हो गया ना सर.
No, it become shine. You know, E3 is very short-lived state. So very short means I have very small time. So atom automatically comes to ground state. So what is this? In E2, E2 is the meta-stored state. Meta-stored state means it has long lifetime. So automatic neon atom comes to E2 state. Okay, and there is very short time, so there is no they have no radiation. Now when it come from meta-stored state, they have radiation.
लेकिन सर जो थर्ड स्टेट एंड सेकंड स्टेट का एनर्जी डिफरेंस है वो तो 0.46
Okay, it may be, but here I'm talking about the short-lived state. E3 is known as very short-lived state. So atom will stay very short time. You can say there is no and E2 is very close to E3. E2 is very close to E3. And if you're talking about the energy level diagram, so this have a long difference of energy. Okay, so we get easily the laser Dyson. It has very large.
कुछ समझ आ गया
Okay, you have seen the figure?
लेकिन सर मैं ये कह रहा था कि एनर्जी डिफरेंस भी तो है, वो एनर्जी कहाँ पे गई फिर? अगर एमिट नहीं हुआ इलेक्ट्रॉन तो फिर वो एनर्जी गई कहाँ पे? 0.46.
Actually, you are right. You know what is going to happen. Due to short level of, there is very short lived, so energy will be stored in the atom. Okay.
Vibration.
Yes, it may be collision. It may be collision.
Okay, sir.
It may be collision. It may be vibration. Yes, right. Anyone have any doubt? So very short lived. E3 is very short lived state. So atom cannot stay here for more time. So automatically comes to meta-stored state. And meta-stored state means high lifetime. As compared to E3. Or if you talk about the energy level, so energy is very high in this case. Okay. Energy is very high. Actually, energy is very high in this case. Okay. Yes. Hello. Anyone more question? Hello. Otherwise, I proceed further. Okay, Vansika, any question? Vansika, any question?
No, sir.
Anyone more? Shivan Sharma?
No, sir.
Okay, so I proceed further, if you don't mind. Yuvraj Walia, any question, doubt to ask me?
No, sir. No doubt.
Path, you are able to understand?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Your doubt is clear?
Yes, sir.
So again, next one is very important. This is known as helium neon laser. Yes, Path, your question was pending. One question you to ask me. What is the difference between C level and laser 4 level laser? So I am not discussing that time because I want to explain this one. When I explain this one, then you are able to get answer very clearly. Okay. So I just tell you about the 4 level laser. Helium neon laser is known as gas laser, and in this case we have also get the population inversion by electric discharge method. And the main advantage of gas laser are the very high monochromaticity, and this is also known as continuous ruby laser. Sorry, this is known as continuous 4 level laser. So this is in the case of helium neon laser, we get continuous laser beam, so that this is known as we get continuous laser beam. So this is known as helium neon continuous laser beam. So I tell you how can I get the continuous laser beam in the case of helium neon laser. It is also known as gas laser. So it is, what is the active working material? In the case of helium neon laser, this is known as gas laser, and it consists of mixture of helium and neon. It consists of mixture of helium and neon. Its ratio is 7:1 inside the tube. We have taken tube, and inside the tube we have taken mixture of helium neon, and the ratio of mixture of helium neon is 7:1. Again, what is resonant cavity? In this case, we have taken one is fully silvered, fully reflecting, and other is taken as a partially silvered, partially reflecting. You can say that. And third is, very well, pumping system. What is pumping system? So we have used, electric source for the pumping system. So, I already tell you, this is the figure of helium neon laser. I already tell you, my dear friend, that what is laser action? What is laser action means? You know, laser action means it is based on two phenomena: population inversion and pumping. So we have discussed about detail what is the population inversion and how can I get pumping. So how can I get the laser beam? So this is the figure of helium neon laser. This is the figure of helium neon laser. So you know this is the tube which contains, this is tube. This is the tube which contains the gas of helium neon gaseous gases. What is the ratio? Ratio of helium neon gas is 7:1. So one is I tell you fully silvered mirror, and another is partially silvered mirror, because laser beam is not emitted from here. They have to and back, to and fro. When laser beam is sufficient intense, they have comes out. This is known as laser beam. What is this? This is the power supply. What is this? I have flow here, electron collision, electric source. We have flow here, electric source. Accelerated electron is here. So we had to flow the accelerated electron here. Accelerated electron make collision with the helium neon and excite the helium neon atom to the excited state, so that in such a way, the electron collision electric supply is working as a pumping. So again, I want to discuss about the figure, about the mechanism. So I want to discuss about the mechanism. So I want to make it clear about this mechanism. You know, but this is here is this is the ground state. Here is a mixture of helium neon. Okay, what is this? With excite all the helium neon atom are excited due to collision of electron. This is working as a pumping. We have supplied electric current. If flow of electron takes place, high accelerated flow of electron takes place, and helium neon both are excited here, and here is the energy is 20.6 electron volt. So what is again here? Here helium neon make collision and helium transfer all energy to neon atom. Again helium transfer. Again I say you here is mixture of helium neon atom. Helium transfer all energy to neon atom, and neon jump to from 20.6 electron volt to 20.66 electron volt, and this is the metastable state. Now neon atom comes to here and emitting the photon of energy 632 angstrom. This is not sufficient intense. So again go back, again they emit 2 photon. Again this is not sufficient, and so on. Again go back. When they are sufficient intense, the laser beam of 6,320 angstrom is emitted out. This is known as laser transition, and this is laser transition means there is a helium neon laser, and this laser is known as, these two are high intense. The directionality is very high, very monochromatic and straight travel. So this is known as helium neon laser. Now the neon atom comes automatic spontaneous transition and laser transition. Neon comes to ground state, and this process is repeated, and we get the laser transition, and such type of transition is known as helium neon laser. Again, I want to repeat it. Just wait for a minute. What is this working up? Is it? Yes, just again. This is the, have you seen the figure? This is the glass tube. This is the glass tube. It contains a mixture of helium neon gases. The ratio is 7:1. One end is fully silvered, and the end is partially silvered. This is the mixture of helium neon gas atom. So by power supplying, we flow the electron here. So electron are accelerated. This electron make collision to the helium neon atom, and they make excite them. So by this one, what is going to happen? So by this one, I am talking about this one. The helium neon atom is here, by the excitation by collision of electron. They have excited, and energy is 20.6 electron volt. And again, here helium neon. Now helium and neon make collision, and helium transfer all of energy, and neon will be transferred to excited state. This is 20.66 electron volt. So in such a way, we get the population inversion by the method of collision of electron. Now the neon atom come here and they emit the photon of energy 6.28, but this is not laser beam. Again turn back. Again when come back, they have to emit the two photon. This is known as laser transition, and they have same wavelength, same frequency, same direction, and very intensity high. So this is known as laser beam. So what is this? What is here? What is the difference between 3-level laser and 4-level laser? I want to say one question going to arise by your friend. So in the case of 3-level, what is going to happen? This is 3-level laser. So what is this? We get the laser beam. The laser beam in pulses. Pulses means lasers come out in break. So if we want to use 3-level laser as a continuous level laser, so ruby laser cannot be used as a continuous laser beam, because due to here we get the laser beam in pulses. But in the case of 4-level laser, in the case of helium neon laser, we have get there is very short, we have get continuous laser beam. So we have used 4 level over 1, 2, 3, and 4. Due to 4 energy level, what is this? We get continuous beam of laser. So what is the drawback of ruby laser? What is drawback of 3-level laser? In 3-level laser, we get the light laser beam in pulses. What is the superiority of helium neon laser and ruby laser? That in the case of helium neon laser, we get continuous beam of laser light. So if anywhere, if you want to continuous beam of light, so we use the helium neon laser, because we can't use the ruby laser, because in the case of ruby laser, we get the light in pulses. So what is going to happen? Again, I tell you, in the case of helium neon laser, we get continuous beam of light. This is known as laser Tyson, and neon atom comes down. Again, this process is this process is repeated. So what is this when laser helium neon laser? Helium neon laser is remove the drawback of 3-level laser, because in the case of 3-level laser, in the case of ruby laser, we get the light laser beam in pulses, but in the case of laser, we get the light in laser light in continuous form. Continuous, there is no break. So that if we want to use continuous beam of light, so you can use helium neon laser. So this is the superiority of 4 energy level to 3 level. Do you get my point, Mr. Parth Bansal? Parth Bansal, you get my point?
सर पल्सेस में क्यों आए हैं रूबी लेजर में? पल्सेस में क्यों है? क्योंकि एनर्जी डिफरेंस ज्यादा है बैंड्स का, या फिर
they come in pulses. Okay,
लेकिन पल्सेस में क्यों आए हैं वही डाउट था, क्योंकि एनर्जी लेवल ज्यादा है या डिफरेंस ज्यादा है?
yes. So I make a short energy level. In the case of 4-level level, what is this? We get continuous beam of light. So there are 3-level laser, so we make 4-level laser. In the case of 4-level laser, we get the continuous beam of light. So this is the superiority of 4-level laser over 3-level laser, and this is known as helium neon laser. Helium neon laser means if you want to use continuous beam of light, so you can use helium neon laser. Okay, you get my point?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes,
Any
sir.
doubt? Anyone to ask me question? Yes, Parth, tell me.
I'm saying I was getting your voice.
Hello.
No doubt.
Okay. Anyone? No. Rama, have you any question to ask me?
Excuse me, sir.
No doubt, sir.
Yes. Huh?
Sir, actually, I have doubt regarding book for engineering physics.
I am talking about Ruby. Please, you talk this matter after the class, okay?
Okay, sir. I will talk in that.
Don't change my mind.
Oh, sorry,
I'm
sir.
talking that if you have any question, but when I finish my class, then you talk to me. Okay?
Sorry, sir.
Because I set up my mind for if anyone have asked the question to ask. If you ask, then my mind is diverted. Okay, you have to ask this, no problem. But after the finishing class, you to ask me. Anyone have any doubt to ask me? Shivan Salman, do you get my point?
Yes, sir.
Yuvraj Walia, any question?
No, sir.
Rama, have you question?
No, sir, no doubt.
It is clear? Okay. So
Yes.
Parth, any problem? Parth,
No, sir.
if you study, if you have any doubt, you ask me. So what is the Parth Bansal, in the case of 3-level laser, the light was from pulses. So we have to introduce 4-level laser. What is 4-level laser? Is energy level is 4. Okay. So what is this? In the case of helium ER, we are able to shut out the problem arises from the 3rd level. Okay. Okay. Do you get my point? Yes or no? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any doubt to ask me? Otherwise, I proceed further. Next. Okay, you can say that the difficulty arises by the 3-level laser was removed by 4-level laser. Okay. Anyone doubt? So I proceed further. I written this one. Again, we have to give an electric charge. Helium atom from ground state absorbs 20.6 electron volt, and transmission of neon atom from ground state to excited state continuous due to the collision with excited helium atoms. Now, in a short time, population inversion is achieved in neon atom between the metasol state 20.6 electron volt and the lower energy state 18.70. The laser action occurs between the metasol state 20.66 eV to 18.70 electron volt, and we get a continuous laser beam of wavelength 6,328 angstrom. So I am talking about the characteristics and properties of laser. What is the characteristics of property laser? Already I tell you, laser light is highly directional. It travels straight without any spreading. Light is very highly coherent. Already you know very well, the light emitted from the laser beam is highly coherent, and laser light is highly monochromatic, and laser beam is extremely intense. This is the properties and characteristics of laser beam. So what is the application? This is very important. Sometimes ask, what is the application of laser beam? This is very important. One question also asks, what is the difference between ordinary ray of light and the laser light? So laser is a optical device that generates intense beam of coherent monochromatic light by the phenomenon that is very well the phenomenon stimulated emission of radiation. With the help of this, the laser beam emitted a very intense beam of light. And the question to ask, what is the difference between simple light and the laser light? So what is laser light? Laser light is a very unique properties, such as they have coherence. Already I discussed about the interference. Coherence, they have coherence, high monochromaticity, directionality, and very high intensity. Because these unique properties, laser are used in these different various applications. So sometimes it is asked you, what is the difference between simple light and what is different between ordinary light? So ordinary light is simple, but laser light is highly coherent, very intense, state travel, high monochromatic, and so on. It is due to the stimulated emission of radiation, because we have emitted 2 photons from 1 photon, so they have followed the rule of coherent. Yes or no? They have so very highly coherency. Yes or no? Any question, doubt to ask me, otherwise proceed further. Clear? Yes or no? Samir Chaudhary?
Yes,
any
sir.
question?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Where is Mr.
No, sir.
Jasandeep? Do you get my voice?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any doubt to ask me?
No doubt.
Varshibir Chauhan?
Yes, sir.
Any question, doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So I proceed further again. So the most significant applications of laser. Already you know very well laser are used in medicine, means medical field, sorry, medical field. Laser is used in communication, proton internal communication, so on. Laser light is also used in industry. Laser light is also used in science and technology. Laser is also used in military. Military means it is also used in the defense. Yes or no? So I want to discuss one by one. You know, there are many applications in medicine. Medicine means medical field. You can say the medical field. Laser are used for the blood surgery, you know very well. Laser is also used to destroy kidney stones and so on. Laser is also used in cancer diagnosis. This is also used in the lens curvature correction. It is, you know, very, it has a number of application of medical field. Laser light is also used to produce chemical reaction. It is also used to create plasma. It is also used to remove tumors successfully and so on. So the laser light has many applications in the field of medical. Okay, so this is very applicable. Laser light is present is very important. And you know again very well, you know, laser light is also very applicable in the case of you know, communication. You know, optical fiber communication, and laser light is used to optical fiber communication. You know very well about the optical fiber communication. It is used in the internet to send information over the large distances with low loss. Without loss, you can very low loss. We can send the you know, information from one point to another point. And laser light is used in the underwater communication. And laser light is also used in space communication, radar, and many. They have many applications in the case of communication. Okay, clear? Yes or no? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Laser is also used in industry. It is used for cut the glass and parts. Very, you know, used in electronic industry and so on. It is also used in the heat treatment. So they have many applications in the industry. So laser have widely used in the industry also. So again, I am talking about the laser. Light is used in science and technology. So this is also used in science and technology. Computer laser light is laser are also used in computer printer and so on. So this is very important and this is very highly applicable. Again, yes, this is again very important. Laser light is also used in military. Military means defense. Laser range, you know, it is used. It is also many application in rifle, air rifle, and so on. So they have many. They also use laser also used to dispose the energy of, you know, damaging missiles and so on. It is also many application of laser. So you know, so so I discussed about the, again I revised this one. What is the case? So I will discuss about the ruby laser. What is ruby laser? So again, what is ruby laser? This is the ruby laser. Ruby laser means you have a ruby rod. This is the mixture of aluminum oxide and chromium oxide. This is the xenon flash lamp. Xenon flash lamp is used to excite the atom of neon atom, and when neon atom comes to ground state, they emit the stimulus emission. So we get the laser Tyson. Such type of laser Tyson is known as the ruby laser. So helium neon laser is very important. This is continuous four level laser, and it is, you know, the population inversion is achieved by the electric discharge and electric collision like this one. You know, we have to follow, you know, this. This is the helium neon laser, and this is the mixture of helium neon gases 7:1. One side is fully silvered and the side is partially silvered. We have given power supply means we have made electron collision. When what is it? Electron is flow here, accelerate, you know, accelerated electron are make collision, and helium neon are excited. Helium neon are excited and get to excited energy state, and so helium transfers the energy to neon. Neon comes to this here. This is the meta-associated shape. Both are, you know, the atom come here, so it emits 6 to 8 angstrom, and this is known as helium neon laser. So what is the superiority of helium neon laser over ruby laser? Because in the case of ruby laser, the light has come pulses, but in the case of helium neon laser, we get the continuous beam of laser light. So So again, this is very important. What are the characteristics and property of laser? So laser is highly directional. It is very coherent and monochromatic and state travel. And this is also extremely intense. This is very intense. And you know, they have not straight travel. So laser beam is very straight travel. So they are a very application. So you know this one. Laser light is different from the ordinary light in terms of coherence, monochromaticity, directionality, and high intensity. So they have various use. They have many applications in the case of medicine. Laser has also very application in the case of communication. Laser have also application in industry, science and technology, and military. So we have to conclude about the laser light. So I have discussed about the laser, spontaneous emission, induced absorption, and student emission radiation. And we have also discussed about the Einstein coefficient, pressure between Einstein coefficient, and we have discussed about the what is sea level laser, what is flow level laser. So you know, in the examination asked what is sea level laser. So we discussed about the ruby laser, and ruby laser is also known as solid state laser because you know there is a ruby rod. The ruby rod is a mixture of Al2 aluminum oxide and chromium oxide. Similarly, helium neon laser is also known as gas laser. This is also flow level laser. So it is used to helium neon laser is used to get the continuous beam of light. So this is the helium neon laser and property I tell you, and I also tell you the application of laser beam. They are very highly application in medical field, defense, communication, industry, and so on. So this is the application of laser beam. Anyhow, you have any doubt to ask? Hello, my dear friend. Hello, yes, Rama. Vanshika Aditya Rajput, Yuraj Walia, any doubt anyone you to ask me? So I finished
No,
my
sir,
laser.
no doubt.
No, sir.
Yes. So you know, in next I'll start about the second module, electromagnetic theory. So you have to study about the previous fundamental, what is electric field. You know what is electromagnetic theory? Electromagnetic theory means we talk about electric field and magnetic field. So you know, you have clear about the fundamentals. What is electric field intensity, what is magnetic field intensity, what is magnetic flux, what is Gaussian line electrostat, Gaussian line manostat. You should be revise all these things, because if you are not revise all these things, so you are not able to study, understand. So you study about the surface integral, line integral, volume integral, so on. You should study this one. You know, you study about the Gaussian line electrostat, yes or no? Hello. You have studied about the Gaussian line electrostat, Mr. Parth Bansal. Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Gaussian line electrostat, Gaussian line magnetostat, Faraday law. Do you know about Faraday law? No. What is electric field intensity, what is magnetic field intensity, so what is surface integral, what is, you should be revised all these things. Without this, I go for the syllabus. So you know, if you are not clear of fundamental, so you are not able to understand. So kindly you revise all your +2 level knowledge about the electrostat and magnetostat. Okay? Do you know about magnetic flux? Any one of you? Magnetic flux, Mr. Parth Bansal, what is magnetic flux?
Number of field line passing through a particular area.
What? Sorry?
Number of field line passing through a particular area.
Yes. Number of field lines. What is the difference between electric field and magnetic field? Okay, no problem. You prepare. Okay. So you know, all of you, it is my request to you. Kindly revise all these things from your basic book. Okay. So you know, electromagnetics. I'll start from this level. First, I discuss about the vectors. So I hope you study about the vector, scalar, dot product, cross product, and so on. As you know, the new topic is the gradient, divergence, curl. I discuss about this one. Then I have to come about the Gaussian line electrostat, Gaussian line magnetostat, Faraday law, and so on. So you have to revise all these things. Okay. So anyone have any question to ask me? Hello.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, we need to revise from NCERT only, the basics, right?
You have to study from 11, 12 books, okay? From anywhere you depend upon you.
Okay, sir.
Yes, Kapoor, how, you know, you have to revise all basic things, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any one of you any doubt to ask me, otherwise proceed for attendance. Anyone have any doubt to ask me? Yes, Parth, tell me. Yes.
Sir, minors में polarization नहीं आया sir.
No. Only interference and diffraction is syllabus for minor.
Module 1 interference and diffraction.
Yes, module 1 is a 4-part. Interference, diffraction, polarization, and laser. But it will be not, because there is a CS7 batch is coming very late. So interference and diffraction is the syllabus for minor. Clear? Any doubt, Part 1, sir?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir. Tell me. Yes. Tell me.
Sir, now can I ask about
Yes,
book?
you ask, sir.
Sir, actually, I have checked all the stationaries, but I'm not able to get engineering physics for Satya Prakash.
From you are searching?
Sir, in Delhi, Noida.
It may be.
Noida.
I hope it will be. I hope it may be. Because I'm not, my MIT University campus, there is book, textbook book, there is available.
So, sir, can you please tell some other book, name of some other book?
You have to take it any book, no problem. Kindly check, the syllabus and take it, no problem. There is no, since the Satya Prakash is a book with syllabus, all parts are for syllabus. So I'm talking about this one. Hello. But you can any books which use.
Yes, sir.
Again, you have to kindly correlate your syllabus with the books. If they have cover 90%, you take the book, no problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Any doubt? Anyone? No doubt? So I proceed for attendance. Yes
sir.
or no? Just wait. Jasandeep?
Present, sir. Jasandeep is present.
Just okay. Rama? Divyam?
Present, sir.
Divyam?
Present, sir.
Okay, Divyam. Mohit?
Present, sir.
Shekhar Vasisht?
Present, sir.
Sahil?
Present, sir.
Vansika Jain? Vansika, are you not here? Vidhi? Shivan Sharma?
Present, sir.
Hiren?
Present, sir.
Samir Chaudhary?
Present, sir.
Sudiksha?
Present, sir.
Yash Kapoor?
Present, sir.
Yash Kapoor. Vanshvi Chauhan?
Present, sir.
Sanket?
Sir, Yash Kapoor
Present, sir.
Neha?
Present, sir.
Parth Batra?
Present, sir.
Adit Rajput?
Present, sir.
Shatvik?
Present, sir.
Shatvik?
Yes, sir. Present.
Sir, Yash Kapoor was present.
Adit Kumar? Yes.
Present, sir.
Prajwal?
Sir, present, sir. Present.
Santanu Chaudhary?
Present, sir.
Naman? Yuvraj?
Sir, present, Naman.
Sir,
Sir, present.
Okay. Kushagra?
Present, sir.
Nikita?
Present, sir. Nikita, present.
Okay. Pragati? Arunit?
Present, sir.
Hemang Bhatia?
Present, sir. Present.
Aryaman?
Present, sir. Present, sir.
Rakshit Malik?
Present, sir.
Aryan?
Present, sir. Present.
Nibir?
Present, sir. Nibir.
Parth Bansal?
Sir, Parth Bansal present.
My mistake.
Present, sir.
Thanks to all of you for nice cooperation. Thanks all of
Thank you,
you,
sir.
Finance Corporation. Okay.
Sir. Sir.
Just minute. Kindly wait.